Now I'm going to explain how to paint the rainbow sky. I moved it front and center so that you could see a little bit better, and I also created a finished product so you could see where it is we're going with this. I spoke about how it was important to let the bottom layer of paint dry. In this case, it was the yellow. That's what we're seeing popping up in between all of these clouds. That's our brightest color, so naturally we want to start there. If I go ahead and add that cerulean blue that I'm seeing around it before the yellow has had a chance to dry, I'm going to end up getting a weird green shade in my sky that I don't want. So I did give this some time to dry, and now I'm going to put the cerulean in. This part's a little bit tricky, I'm not going to lie. What I'm going to do to help myself blend these colors together is just add a little bit of water in this case. Just adding some water and putting it in where I see the cerulean blue. Put a little bit more water there. There's going to be some awkward transitions in between the blue and yellow, like where one color ends and the other begins, but that's where I'm going to put my clouds. Okay, so I'll be able to hide that. All right, and then I see a lot more of that up here at the top. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit more white and blue. I keep forgetting that I have a plate in my hand for mixing. Oh well. And I'm just going to paint that in. And yep, it looks stripy right now, so we're picking up some water and we're gonna thin that out so that we get a nice transparent layer of blue overlapping the yellow. And that'll allow for a better transition between the two colors. I don't want those stripes in my landscape. This is going to be a little tricky, as I said. Sometimes it's hard when you're the artist to be patient with yourself. You know, something's not looking right and you're getting frustrated and you're like, oh my gosh. But you just gotta hang in there. Keep working with it. All right, I'm even gonna take a paper towel and lift some of that up. You're probably thinking, how on earth is she gonna get it to look like the sky in the picture? We'll get there. You'll see. Okay, so now I have my dark blue to contend with. That's the ultramarine. I'm going to add that in. I see that there's a little bit of purple mixed into that color, so I'm picking up some of that acroviolet. And I'm going to start to paint that in over the cerulean. Got a little bit more of the acroviolet over here. We got that dark purple cloud that kind of juts into this part of the sky. Yeah, I'm kind of chopping it up a bit because now I'm going to use the clouds to help bring all of those colors together. So what I've been doing is just trying to create that cloud texture. I'm building up transparent layers of the colors that I'm seeing. So you can see the purple that I'm putting down now is a little bit thinner. You can see through it. You can see that cerulean and yellow in the background. Just like we did in the beach sky, as these colors begin to dry, we'll add more and more layers. and they'll build up and we'll get these thicker, darker clouds. But remember, when you're painting a landscape, you're starting with everything that's behind everything else, and you're painting it first. So I have to paint these lighter, more distant clouds. Okay, yeah, more water. Let's transition these colors together a little bit better. And I'm going to pick up my paper towel. Just kind of blend that in. Okay. We got more of that purple cloud cover near the yellow at the bottom. I'm actually going to mix yellow and purple for that. This is that kind of gray, murky cloud. Oh, no, that's not exactly what I want there. Oh, yeah, there it is. So I don't want this to start to happen where I'm seeing the canvas texture through my clouds. I'm trying to blend that a little bit more. You can see how I'm building up that layer of that grayish purple color. Here it is over here at the bottom of this cloud. I see it again over here. Basically what I'm doing is just starting with like really watered down shades of purple, those clouds. Oops. All right, now I see that there's a little bit of orange. I'm going to go in there and start to add that while I'm waiting for my other colors to dry. Okay, let's see how that looks. It's a little intense. I'm going to add some white to that. A little bit too late. Here I have more orange bordering the bottom of that cloud. I have some orange up here in between those bright yellow shades. A little bit over here on this cloud. I'm going to go back in here and add some of that brightness to the center where the sun is. Just go back in there with some white. And then get my yellow back in there. A little bit more of that at the bottom as well. I'll bring up these pieces of sunlight in between the clouds over in this region. A little bit of brightness up there. It's starting to happen. All right, now I'm going to go back and I want to add this intense ultramarine blue. It looks like it's mixed with a little bit of the aqua violet. Okay, I'm just going to go over those really dark areas. I'm probably going to switch my brush and use a clean brush for that because I don't want any of the white paint that I was picking up to mix with this color that I'm putting in the sky. I want these clouds to be dark and intense up here where I see this really deep shade of purple.